yeah, I don't know why it wasn't playing music when I started it up last time. But anyways, welcome to my channel and welcome to another episode of Her Story. In the last episode we just found out some more stuff. I don't remember specifically what we found out in the last episode. But if you haven't watched the previous ones, I recommend going back and watching them because it would help the story make more sense as it's coming together, as we're finding out more. And at the end of this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also share if you can. That would be amazing. And let's get to playing some Her Story because I don't have that much time today. I only have a little bit of time, so let's do this. Okay. Good. So it saves automatically. That's good to know. I just remembered something I was gonna search. Let's search STD because she mentioned an STD. But there's only one other. Dang it. Okay, let's play that.
No. The parents decided there would be a wedding. And after the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents. There was no way I could follow, so we were separated again. I stayed in the attic. It was hard. It's like I suddenly didn't exist. I would sneak out, but in case anyone recognized me, I started wearing a wig. Hannah and I would meet up in the park. I was trying to get pregnant, but I couldn't. I couldn't do it with anyone we knew, so it was sex with strangers, drunk guys I'd met in clubs, parks and alleyways. I was 17. It felt like I was being punished. But it was Hannah who had betrayed us. I had to stop when one of the guys gave me an STD. When we met up, it was disturbing. For the first time, my reflection, she didn't look like me. She was fatter, flushed. If anything, I was getting skinnier. I found it hard to look sometimes. We talked about what to do. Was it time to become our own people? That seemed like the right thing to do, but neither of us wanted it. We agreed that her and Simon would get their own place as soon as possible, and then I could move in. And that was the plan.
Whoa. Okay. Okay. Now there's music. That's weird. There wasn't music before. I just thought of, okay, wig. What about wig? Ooh.
A wig? You mean, but what type of wig?
Okay, that wasn't that.
No, I've never worn a wig. What kind of wig?
What the heck? That was nothing.
This other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap?
What? Cat flap? What does that have to do with a wig?
No, they were shut. Most of the windows were really hard to open anyway. They're stifling in summer. They were painted over by my dad. Could have left a door open accidentally. Or there's a cat flap in the back door. No, no cat. My parents had a cat before they died called Domino. It was this little black thing with white dots. We never did anything about the cat flap, but if you were thin, you could maybe squeeze through it.
Hmm. Domino?
We loved our cat, Domino. He had this little bell around his neck to stop him from killing birds in the garden. And we used to write each other notes and put them in the bell, and we could send them to each other. Mum found some of the notes once, and she thought I was just writing to myself because our handwriting was identical. And we had our own words for things, so she didn't quite understand them anyway.
Notes? No. Secret.
It was supposed to be a secret. Just because Simon is dead doesn't mean I have to give up all his secrets. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to Simon. No one murdered my husband because he cheated his expenses for a romantic weekend in Oxford. When we weren't together, we'd send secret messages by tapping out a code that we'd learned from a book, the knock code. Something prisoners of war would use. We'd tap them out on radiator pipes or the attic floor. Dad thought we had mice, but they couldn't find any. Bought a cat anyway.
Huh, she did that in one of the videos. Well, one of them did that. This one.
What are you doing talking about Eve? Poor Simon.
Interesting. Okay, well, let's look at the knock code. Nope. Oxford.
There was a conference, something to do with double glazing, in Oxford. Are you sure? What would he be doing in Oxford if there was no conference? I remember calling him. He said it was boring and he spent most of the time at the bar.
I'm running out of ideas. Love, money, parents. Parents again. I searched for parents twice. Okay. I can't think of anything else. House? Did I search for a house? I don't even know if I did. I must have. Lies. Cheat. Cheat. Ooh.
Mum and Dad never knew what was going on and got so good at it. We were so in sync that we'd use each other to cheat. If one of us had a hangover, the other one would go to school. Whoever was best at a subject would sit the exam. There were lots of differences between us. Some things, one is better than the other at.
It's kind of like The Duplicate. That's a really good book. Well, it was really good. I don't know if it holds up, but I loved it when I was a kid. They made a duplicate of themselves, and then they would do that. They would take turns being out in the world, but it got complicated. Hold on, let me watch this again. In Sync. Mum. Ooh.
Yeah, when I was at school, I worked part-time in the front shop. It was sort of an extended family thing. My dad used to work there, my mum worked there before I was born. I took care of paperwork, filing, typing out invoices, that kind of thing. It was a good job for a girl back then. I didn't work a till or anything though. I was quite shy, so I wouldn't have liked to have worked a till. Mum and Dad had never had any reason to notice. They were always busy. If Hannah was eating a lot, they didn't mind. She didn't put on any weight. That girl has a healthy appetite. If they heard us talking in the attic, they just thought it was Hannah playing one of her games, and that Eve was our imaginary friend. Once, she was already up and dressed and ready to go to school, and I snuck down for a piss. Mum saw me in my underwear, she went mad. Get dressed this instant! So I ducked into our bedroom, and seconds later, out came Hannah, dressed and ready. Mum was amazed.
Guys, I'm running out of things to ask. I don't know what to ask you guys. I really don't. Run away. Disappear. Now I'm just like guessing. This isn't good at all. Let's go back and watch some of the beginning ones.
Simon
Smith.
He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows.
I already looked up Ernst Brothers
Simon does the more
Glass.
special work. Mirror making, feature windows, artistic things. Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with
Ginger hair, maybe? No. Okay. Damn it. I want to get farther. Photo. Maybe photo? I don't think I've... photo. Ooh.
Yeah. We were 17. It was a nice wedding, people said. Simon looked very handsome in the photos. His parents paid for everything, but he's an only child, so it was important to them. It was what they called a shotgun wedding, but if you looked at the photos, you couldn't tell. The dress was beautiful. It looked like Princess Diana's. The train wasn't quite as long, though. There's a great photo of the bridesmaid helping to carry it out of the car.
Wedding? Nope. Simon's parents. Ooh.
Simon's parents offered to put me up, but I didn't think it would be a good idea. It would be too sad. Not right now. I'm staying at a friend's. Okay. I parked up on the street It was busy, so I parked down the end of the road. I walked up to the house, I knocked on the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag, unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. I could tell because the key wouldn't turn when I tried to turn it to the left. I walked in, Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes on the shoe rack. I shouted out for him. I walked straight into the kitchen. He usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper. He wasn't there. I touched the kettle, it was cold. I looked quickly into the living room, nothing. I walked upstairs to the bedroom, he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. Then I had a shower. Whilst I was in the shower, the phone rang. I think it was Eric, his boss. I didn't answer it. Then I came out and I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, but I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. I spoke to him. Then I called Simon's parents. And then I decided to come and see you. That enough?
Wait, I thought I watched that already. Hold on. Statement. I feel like I watched that already, but I don't remember where it would have been. Is it here? Wait, what date? What was the date? It was, okay, it was July 1st. That's only 16 seconds. It was longer than that.
Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once and I held Eve's head underwater.
It's gotta be a longer one because I remember that whole thing. Is this it?
Florence was a warm, kind
No,
person.
this is about Florence. I know I saw that before, but it was obviously a different video because it was one, that was one I hadn't watched before. Maybe this one?
Differences? She's a better driver than me. She passed the test for us. I tried to take it and nearly crashed the car.
What's this one?
We were obsessed with fairy tales.
Tom Cruise.
He was at the Old Odeon.
Ouija board, Carl. Where is it? I know I saw this before. It's probably not this.
He saw me singing one of my shows.
Maybe I should look up singing.
Nothing else happened that night. We talked, then I said goodbye. Then next week I was singing the bar again and there he was. And again the next week. He offered to buy me a meal. I told him I had already eaten. And so we got chips and ate them on the beach instead. When we said goodbye, he asked me to kiss him. Romantic.
Okay.
I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from.
Dollhouse. God, I know there was a video. Oh wait. Let's look at that one.
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Sam's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed and I never had the heart to throw out. I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body. I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
I know I've seen this. I'm so confused right now. Wait, hold on. Let me look up Tom Cruise. That's probably a nothing. And Oli. Oh fudge! I don't remember what it was. Leander. No. I don't think that's what it was. Beach. This is driving me nuts, you guys. Oh, wait. This might be it.
Okay. I parked up on the street.
This is
busy,
it.
so I had to park down the end of the road. Walked up, knocked on the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag and unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. You can tell because the key doesn't turn when you try to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes in the shoe rack. I shouted out. I walked straight into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper, but he wasn't there. I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly in the living room. Nothing. So I walked upstairs to the bedroom and he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there.
It's exactly the
I had
same.
a shower. The phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it. I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor. And then I decided to come and see you. That enough?
Okay. Statement. $124, $126. This was July 1st and this was June 30th. So a day later. She has no tattoo. So this is definitely Hannah. And this might be Eve.
Okay. I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I parked down the end of the road. I walked up to the house. I knocked on the door. No answer. I took my keys out of my bag, unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. I could tell because the key wouldn't turn when I tried to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes on the shoe rack. I shouted out for him. I walked straight into the kitchen. He usually sits in there to have a cup.
Wait.
Okay. I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I had to park down the end of the road. Walked up, knocked on the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag and unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. You can tell because the key doesn't turn when you try to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes in the shoe rack. I shouted out. I walked straight into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read.
I shouted out.
Okay. I parked down the end of the road. I walked up to the house. I knocked on the door. No answer. I took my keys out of my bag, unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. I could tell because the key wouldn't turn when I tried to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes on the shoe rack. I shouted out for him. I walked straight into the kitchen. He usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper.
She said I shouted out for him.
I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly into the living room. Nothing. I walked upstairs to the bedroom. He wasn't there.
Quickly in the
I
living
didn't
room.
search for him because it was pretty clear.
Did she look for him in the bedroom? I mean, in the living room?
Okay. The main lock was unlocked. Turn it to the left. On peg. I walked straight into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper, but he wasn't there. I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly in the living room. Nothing.
Yeah.
I walked upstairs to the bedroom and he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there.
That's the same.
I had a shower. The phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it. I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor. And then I decided to come and see you.
Hold on, I don't think I searched for police before. Ooh.
When will the police let me back in the house? They let me take a bag of clothes with me, but...
Okay, that was nothing. Unlocked.
No, I don't think it was. I turned the key, but it was already unlocked.
Okay. Why was it unlocked? The other thing is, I'm confused as to why she knocked on her own house. Why would you knock on your own house? That's weird. Anyway, I think I'm gonna have to wrap up this episode. So with that, you guys, I'm gonna have to wrap up this episode. So thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You know you want to. Also share if you can. That would be great. And don't forget to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. And also join me in my Discord. I think I'm almost done with this game. I don't know. I thought it was really short, but it's going on longer than I expected. Either way, I hope to see you guys in the next episode, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!